Hey, what's going on? Ah, it's the Crypto Home live stream of this. I'm on some kind of like fire, gray fire. This is your boy Matt, and it is Saturday, April 5th, and there's so much going on. So thanks for taking time to hang out. Hey, right back at you, Bagel Butt. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming through. First comment, get on your keyboards. All right, so I need to make sure that this light is on. So I don't have that cool like anime Fist of the North Star gray fire thing going, which was kind of cool. I didn't mind it. Made me feel very manga. Yo yo yo, Jathan Pencer. So we've been doing this whole like get ready, stay ready. We did lesson 1, we did lesson 2, we did lesson 3, and this is lesson 4. Knocking on your door, coming at you, waving a 4-4. And it's about sending files. I thought it'd be really useful. Yo, let's get it in. Let's do it. Rick Rose. Okay. Um, and when you think about all this stuff, like lesson 1 was like, what would it look like if you needed to organize? What would the hacker cyber organizer kit look like? And we talked about some like basics, right? And we talked about like Signal and using it as a secure place, secure messenger. We'll revisit when we talk about some more like advanced Signal things. But then you're organizing. It's not just you. So you have a lot of people on Signal, and all of a sudden it's like 100 people who would meet up somewhere trying to talk to each other. The river keep flowing. So we talked about Element and how to get started on that and what that might look like. We moved to talking about like last week we talked about money. How do you get tons and tons of cash, more than you can carry, to move with you, and what it looks like to have cryptocurrency. So I hope that was useful. We talked about custodial wallets and non-custodial wallets, um, which things like that. We talked about hosting, secure places to put your stuff so it doesn't get taken down, including having your own host, and also what it would look like to put it all together. And so I thought like in the future streams we could have like a little bit slower step by step. Like what if I wanted to get my own element up on Maddox server, and those folks in Spain? How would I go about that? How could I pay for that? How could I get it up and running? How would I configure that? And then you'd be like, oh cool, this is how to get element up, and basically have your own end-to-end encrypted place for everyone of the group to chat and stuff. And then also how to set up an easy panic button to blow it all up and take it all down if you needed to. So that's like the goal, but I wanted to do some step by step. So you with me? You feel me? Let's go. Okay. But before we can fully start, those on the keyboards, Bagel Butt, Jathan Pencer, Rich Rose, somebody tell me what kind of music, what kind of sound, what kind of vibe you want to hear. So we could just put that in the background a little bit, put that in the background. So, and what I decided I would do is set up time codes. Like if you on YouTube, there's an archive of all this stuff. So if you come in late or you miss one, you can check it out on YouTube. But what I realized is like it doesn't have the full transcript of the text, which is useful. It's a lot, but it's useful. And it doesn't have like the video codes of like topics, major topics. So I'm gonna put that in, make that look dope. So maybe with some like emoji code or whatever. So it's easier for you to find it and jump to a part if you want to go back, because we're already on lesson 4. That's 4 hours of beautiful content. It's not edited though, so it's like 4 hours of the raw. So I thought what would be cool is to have time codes on the raw, and then eventually like chopped up edited pieces. And I'll definitely like get on that and make that available. And so my mission is to try to get that done. We got 4 hours of content so far that's got to go through. So yeah, try to get that done with the quickness. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay. So what you want to hear? What you want to hear? Come on, give me something, give me something, yo. And otherwise, I'll dig into the crates and pull out some royalty free digital, beautiful vinyl hits. Let's see, what was I listening to? Maybe I'll find some fake 80s. Okay. Tasty and delicious, taste encrypted. Whoa, sorry. I just saw something made my eyes go. Whoa. Okay, let's see. Back to the 80s. Oh yeah, it's pretty 80s. That's do that, but like longer. Okay. That was very like I felt like I was playing like um Grand Theft Auto or something, you know? All right, let me make this happen. But let's see. I'll get back if you type in right now. I can't see you because I'm doing other things, other places. Okay, but I'll get back to it in a sec. Mm, 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 mm. I love the way that 80s beat dropped. It's like stuck in my head now. It was so syntherific. And then let me find one that's like um let's 80s. Mm, that is some retro. Mm. No time for this is I wish y'all could hear some of these tracks, man. Okay, let's see what we got. Um that made me really happy. It was so funny. Hats off to the people who make these tracks that won't get me a takedown or a strike. Okay. We're gonna do with this 80 synthwaves, which is what we're gonna do right now. All right, we're gonna put some 80s on. Give you a little something. Heavy on the synths. Okay. So let's say um you want to get a file from me, right? And you want to make sure that no one has access to this file. It's our secret file, secret plans, super secret. Um, you might want to make it that it's like password protected. That's just, um, encrypted and make it password protected. That might be the first thing we want to do. And then the second thing you might want to do is send the file in a secure way. It's also like encrypted and secure. And maybe a way that like people can't intercept. And so this will probably be like a two-part thing. We're going to talk about how to do that. This is really cool if you need to send something and you need to know that there's like, it's very sensitive to you. It's tax season. Maybe you want to send the tax file to an accountant. You want to send some information about your personal dealings, your finances. This is like super, super duper helpful, So I recommend it. Let's go. So I know a lot of people like to use VeraCrypt. And we did a whole episode way back on VeraCrypt. So I'm going to find that episode and give you the link to it. I wonder how hard it would be for me to do it now. I already can tell, like, whenever I try to do things in the now, it never works, but let's see. Doesn't bode well. Super. Okay, let me try here. VeraCrypt. Nope. That was my first prompt. I should have called it VeraCrypt, and it didn't. Oh man. Okay, well that's not gonna happen today. It ain't gonna happen. Nah, but it's good to know. I'm gonna make sure I make a note to myself to like relabel these things, so I can get the URLs for you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, DLX, sir? I like that Bob Ross you got there. Okay. So anyway, I know a lot of people like VeraCrypt, and it's a piece of software that you use to encrypt your files, folders, and it can password protect your files. So. But I always found it a little bit heavier to use, and whenever I walked a normal person through using it, it was like they always had issues. And you know what gets updated all the time? Last update was a file and pushed to the repo yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And has like updates going back 2 months to 4 months to last week. Cryptomator, because there's an IT company that runs it. And so, yeah, be a sponsor of Cryptomator. How much is it to be a sponsor? How is to be a gold sponsor? They only have one. Silver sponsors, GWiz and Route for Me. Bronze sponsors, St. Paulton University of Applied Sciences. Bronze sponsor is $25 a month. Gold sponsor is $300 a month. Wow. Damn. Silver sponsor is $100 a month. Your company logo is on the sponsor site. You're in the project README of the repo. And what else do you get? Oh, on cryptomator.org, you actually get a shout out and you get listed in the newsletter. And we tweet about you when you become a sponsor. That's cute. I'm not mad at that. Well, you're probably thinking, slow down, Matt. What is all this Cryptomator stuff? What are you talking about? Let me do it you know me. I try to bring it down to like levels of understanding for everyone. So you go to this website and it's cryptomator.org. Okay? Cryptomator.org. And the website be looking like this. And on cryptomator.org, you can choose Cryptomator for individuals, which is a free download, or Cryptomator for teams, which is a 30-day trial, because it's like a whole hub. It's actually a different product. And Cryptomator for teams, just to show it to you, we're not going to mess with it today. is a product called Cryptomator Hub, and it gives you a secure collaboration with your team, and you can encrypt your stuff, secure your vaults for your team, whether it's sensitive customer data, financial documents, or whatever. You have them all listed. You have easy access management where people can see their faces and their names, and you can unlock and get started. And there it is. It's like a team manager, really. It's zero knowledge, it's open source, it's client-side encryption, it's strong authentication, it's everything you need. And there's different pricing plans. It's not a commercial. And there's the enterprise where everything is standard except you get training and assistance and a dedicated account manager and a priority email support. But if you just go with the regular one, you get managed hosting on their box for $12 per person per month, or put it on your own box, self-hosted on your own box for $8 per month. But if you do the managed hosting, you get a maintained team and ISO compliant little setup there. But if you're like, no, I don't trust them with my squad, then you got to maintain that yourself. Okay, that's pretty good look, and it gives you a whole place. So like, I recommend this to anyone. Like if you just you're already using some kind of cloud hosting solution, and you need a way to manage encrypted volumes that you can trust with no shared keys, and people don't even know this thing exists. This is the only game in town right now as far as I'm concerned. And for individuals, the Android app is a one-time $20. The iPhone app is a one-time $20. Running it on your desktop is free. So let's take a look at that one. For an individual, okay, they've been around for 10 years of expertise. Wow, I can't believe it's been that long. I remember when they came out, it's wild, right? Crypto Harlem was just 1 year old. We got 1 year on you, Cryptomator, and then you showed up when we were 2, and it was like we blew up ever since. They got 3 million downloads of this thing. You create a vault, you securely move your files into the vault, you sit back and relax and enjoy peace of mind knowing that your stuff is all secure. And so the vault thing can be password protected, and it just makes life a lot easier, and so I would recommend that you download it. Just click on download now. They used to have a thing here where you could just like decide how much you want to pay, but I bet they figured out statistically that everybody pays $0, so why even bother? So it'll auto sense your machine. I'm doing this on a Mac, so it senses that I'm on some kind of Mac. If you got an Intel Mac, then you core. You need to do things different, change your life around, sell some gold, whatever it takes. Get yourself an M1, 2, 3 chip. Just kidding. If you got an Intel Mac, no problem. They got the file here for you. Okay? And if you got the Apple Silicon Mac, yeah, guess what? They got the file here for you too. So you click whichever it is, you download that file, boom, boom. And it says, thanks for choosing Cryptomator. Then after downloading, double click on Cryptomator 1.152, which is at the time of this recording, the latest production version. ARM64, because you got to come strapped, ready to go. Bring your arms. You know what I'm saying? You're right to bear ARM64. That's the mobile phone chip that is used on modern iPhones. 64-bit, because we're not doing any 32-bit computer. We're not playing Sega Genesis or Master System graphics, And then you're good to go. And always, I recommend support the people at Cryptomator. So definitely give them some money on a monthly basis. They solid crew. They're good people. So yeah, that's that. Now they recommend that if you use this on a Mac, that you get Fuse T, because it integrates it into the Mac operating system better. So a lot of menu items you expect to see this, it'll be there. And you can read about Fuse here, And it's a kectless implementation of Fuse for Mac OS that uses NFS, the new He uses NFS v4 local server instead of a kernel extension, which is cool, And so it's lightweight to go, and it just allows you to have a better interface for a lot of different things in your file system, because this whole thing is set up where it looks like a remote network file or something like that. So it just has like a better setup on your Mac, you know what I'm saying? And you can install it if you have brew install on your Mac, if you know what that is. You can type these commands in, no problem, you know what I'm saying? And you can go be off to the races. You can go to downloads, boom, and you could download this package manager right here. And you could do it that way too, where you just download a program, double click, put your password, stuff like that. And if we were to go to the project, which is on GitHub, which is Mac Fuse T, which is based on Fuse, let's go back down. Let me make sure. Let me make sure that I'm in the right window. And you can see this project, Fuse T here, is from October 2024. It's not that super old, you know what I'm saying? Last version, update release, and they try to make sure they take care of like issues with it, crashing and security problems, etc. So, you know, if you're a Mac person, you're using Cryptomator, think about using Fuse. It just makes it work a lot better, a little bit easier, smoother. It's in the menus you expect. It's in Finder and the right spots and all that good thing. Okay? So I'm going to stop the share. Yeah. All right, cool. So that's it. That's Cryptomator. We got some questions from a Gripaxy. Will it break the native desktop apps, for example, Nextcloud? Actually, no. It actually has a version that works inside of Nextcloud, you know? So no, just kidding. No, it won't break your native apps. So you should be fine. So it actually will integrate. But I would recommend if you use like Nextcloud or any kind of like secure storage solution, like file. I mean, Nextcloud is so much, but obviously it's a lot of people use it for end-to-end encrypted or at least self-hosted file storage. It'll work inside. But the nice thing to do is if you have a directory that is shared and kind of goes directly to Nextcloud, you can map Cryptomator to there. Because the beauty of Cryptomator is it just looks like you're sharing a bunch of random files. So instead of sharing one picture image, it looks like you're sharing like 50 little files instead of one image. With those 50 little files, if the person has Cryptomator, they get an interface that looks for a password and turns those 50 encrypted pieces into the original file. So it's smooth like butter. Great question there, you know? Okay. So let me go ahead and get some Cryptomator crypting. Let's see how I'm going to do this. Thanks for that question, though. And also, thanks for, checking out the kid today. I appreciate you, right? So, great Paxi, if you want to make sure you get a little alert, little ping next time we on the Twitch, don't forget to subscribe. That money, you got that money. But if you don't really have the money like that, you can just follow us and you still get the alert. So, and yeah, what do we do with the money? We buy frothy beverages. Just kidding. Just kidding. We take the loot and we give it to the intern squad. We maintain the work on that. Got to get some new merch for them. I put together, it's like, hey, y'all, give me your sizes and stuff. Now I got to ask all over again because young people grow. I keep forgetting. Young people grow at a pace. That's why they're young. They're growing. It doesn't make any sense for me to be asking people their size if I don't deliver immediately. So I got to do the whole thing over again. But this allows us to get some drip for the Crypto Harlem squad. Appreciate y'all out there. High school age hackers, next generation hackers. Okay. So. I guess I threw it in here. Yeah. So cool. And again, you need Fuse or Fuse T if you're not on a Mac. That's just like a thing for Cryptomator users who are on the Mac. No. Okay, cool. Yes, it's super nice. And I got the new Cryptomator rocking right here. Opening it up, this thing. Hey, if you want, you could do it with me, you know what I'm saying? Cool. And then I'm on my Mac and I have this Cryptomator box. Looks like this. And it's like, yo, drag me into your applications. Cute little robot dude. Who doesn't like the cute little robot dude? You can't hate, you know what I'm saying? Drag homie in there. Heard that, boom, and I'm done. I'm good to go. Again, this is just a link to the website for Fuse T because they're like, yo, get Fuse T first. So I definitely recommend get Fuse T, install that first if you're on a Mac. Drag this sucker over to your applications. You know what I'm saying? You'll be good to go. Boom. Okay. And now I'm all cryptomatored out. I go to my applications on my, Mac, my PC, my Windows, my Linux, my Ubuntu, whatever you rocking. You know what I'm saying? No judgment. Okay. And I click on my little robot dude. And it says, do you want to check for updates? Do you want to look to make sure you get the latest version? And they release a new version. I don't want to say really monthly. I'd say like bi-monthly, within 4 months, definitely. So that kind of cadence, that kind of pace, maybe you don't want to fall behind. Make sure you get all your stuff locked up. So I'm a big proponent of telling people to just check for those updates, okay? So in case you're wondering, I'm looking at something that looks like this. What are you going to do? Do you want to check for updates? Not now. Yes once. Yes automatically. So I'm a yes automatically person. You know what I'm saying? And now I go into my man, the little robot dude. And there he is. Cryptomator robot. Got little grippy arms. Got little robot wheels. He says, thanks for using Cryptomator. Protect your files. If you need any assistance, check out the Getting Started guides at docs.cryptomator.org. I definitely recommend you take a look at those docs because while this, and for anyone who's just joining us, what are we looking at? We're looking at how to encrypt your files on a Windows machine, on a Mac, on Linux, on any desktop software, how to encrypt your files, get them password protected so you can hand them to a friend, okay? And then we're gonna show you some dope delivery methods. And the next episode, which is 5 in the series of Get Ready, Stay Ready, you know what I'm saying? So we're doing that GRSR cyber style. We're going to show you more ways to deliver our encrypted file. Okay. So it says click here to add a vault, add a vault. And so I'm going to click on that. And I can create a new vault or I can open an existing vault. And I'm from New York, so that's how I say it. I don't know if there's a vault, right? And it's like a bank vault. Right? So think of these encrypted volumes, they call them vaults, and they're like a bank vault, okay? So I'm gonna create a new one. And then it says, choose a name for the vault. So this thing pops up right here. And I can choose a name for it, and I can call it like my secure and super safe vault or something like that. Let me think some stuff up. Yo, this 80s music, I hope you all are vibing with me. This is a real vibe right now. This is like, put on your inline skates and your day glow clothing and, Okay. Feels good. Okay. So now I'm going to say the name for my vault. What do we want to call this vault? Anybody? You awake out here? Give me a name. Maybe we could call it a gripaxi, Maybe we call it D Elixir. Maybe we call it Rich Rose or J-Thick Tensor. Okay, I'm going to call this vault a grip Delix. What we got? Max tax? Yeah, let's call it max tax. Let's do it. Max tax. Yo, everyone put your hands together for the one and only, a drawer of things. Roots Man Chin wants to call it secret stuff. I love it. We'll call it max tax secret stuff. Actually, we'll call it max tax our vault. And then it's like, where should the vault go? Where do you want to store the encrypted files for the vault? And I'll put them in a custom location. I'll put them in Matt M's max tax. Okay? That's what will be the custom location. Now, if you have a drive, like if you use Google Drive, or if you use Nextcloud, or if you use Dropbox, and you have a folder on your computer that is linked to your Dropbox, you have a folder on your computer that is linked to your Google Drive, you have a folder on your computer that is linked to your Nextcloud, put it there, put the name of your thing there, and then the vault will show up in there. You know what I'm saying? Hope that makes sense, right? But we just have it on our machine, no problem, max tax, right? And then it's like, okay, do you want to enable some expert settings? Just showing you what's in here. This is where you can, the maximum length of the encrypted file names, and you can go and make them higher. It tells me, oops, this is for the virtual file system. It uses WebDAV and a bunch of other different things. So what it says here is open the documentation to learn more. And we're not going to mess with that. Let's leave it that the files can only be 220 files, 220 maximum length, okay? Next. And now what's my password? What is my password? So here, when it's time for our password, this is where we go back to my man, Roots Man Chin, and we're going to call it secret stuff. I forgot how we wrote that though. We wrote it like capital S secret, capital S stuff. Now, as you know, and it'll show you, that is a weak password. Okay, that is weak. Don't come at me with that weak stuff. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, the weak end. Okay, so like, we're not gonna really have passwords like that out here, but just for fun. Okay. And it says you won't be able to access your data without the password. Do you want a recovery key in case you lose your password? Yes, please. Better safe than sorry. Or no thanks. I will not lose my password. I know what I'm doing. And this is where I recommend for your encrypted volume, you grab a pen, and then you go to your house or your office or your room or your village or your forest or whatever, and you write down the password, capital S secret, capital S stuff, and just put it on page whatever of your favorite book. So in case, wild case scenario, you get it wrong, you can go there and get it. It's in the physical world, okay? Another thing about this password, that when you write it down and you put in your favorite book, don't write it down from your mind. Write it down from what you type into the secret box for the password. Just make sure you got exactly the same thing. So I'm gonna do that right now. I got my pen and I'm gonna write the password right here. It's gonna be like, yo, on this envelope. I'm just gonna write secret, capital S stuff. Now I got my secret stuff. No thanks. I will not lose my password. Create my vault. Boom. Max Tech is alive. We did it, y'all. I can't believe it. What would I be without you? I'm so excited. The babies in the future are like, okay. And it's like, hey, added vault max tags. You need to unlock this vault to access the contents. Do you want to unlock it now? I'm like, yeah, I'll unlock it now. And then like, enter the password. And then we remember, it's the worst password ever. Secret stuff, but made by one of the most amazing humans ever. Put your hands together, Roots Man Chin, everybody. Okay, let me show you what I see. Let me share this out. Cool. And it's not every day that I show you in the clear passwords, but boom, secret stuff. See that? World will be without you, Rich Man. Okay, and then I just click unlock, and we do not want to remember the password, okay? Because if your physical laptop gets grabbed up in a device seizure, if somebody sneaks in, remember the roommate situation? The roommate sneaks in, takes your stuff, hack a roommate, whatever it is. Remember those calls we were doing? A couple, so like we go in there, never remember the password. Don't store the password anywhere. Don't put it in iCloud. Don't put it in your computer. Don't save it on your laptop. Write it down in a book, in a wall, carve it into your favorite tree, whatever you got to do, but don't put it there, okay? And then we unlock it. Look at that, got a little animated robot, and it says, content in the vault is now accessible over its mount point, okay? And remember my choice, um, and don't ask me again, okay? And right now I see a screen on my Mac that's like, yo, because Mac security now is like pretty good. And it's like, do you want to allow this random app called Cryptomator to find devices on your local network? Because when Cryptomator works on a Mac and when it works on a PC and when it works on Linux, it makes you, the computer, think that it's accessing a network drive. That's the magic of it. That's WebDAV, right? It does encryption over WebDAV. So you might see a screen that looks like this. Let me get it up. Let's see if there's a way I could show you this screen. Oh, it's a security thing, so I can't show you the screen, but I'll say, yeah, allow local networks, okay? Allow local networks, okay? And now that I've done that, now that I've allowed the local networks, when I look at the big screen, the main window for Cryptomator, guess what I see? I see this. So I should see a window that says the unlock was successful and it's now accessible and I can reveal the drive. But when I go to reveal the drive, I'll see another window. It's like, would you like to access networks, files on the network volume? Yes, allow, okay? And guess what? Now I see a drive and a drive that looks like this, okay? And let me show you. Sharing some of my exciting business with you right here. So on my Mac, I see that there's a folder called Max Tax, okay? And it's a network drive, okay? And I'm in it, and there's a document in there that says welcome. And it's a real text file. And if I open up welcome, double clicky, I see a little window, a little text file window that pops up, welcome RTF. And like, this is your vault's access location. Any files added to this volume will be encrypted by Cryptomator. You can work on it like any other drive or folder. It's only a decrypted view of its contents. Your files stay encrypted on your hard drive all the time. Feel free to remove this file. I like this file, okay? So I'm gonna feel free to leave this file alone, you know what I'm saying? Okay? And now we're ready. You know, we're ready. We could dump anything we want in there. And that's the beauty of it. That's the simplicity of it. It looks like a drive on your machine. And so if we were to go on our favorite browser and we were to browse to, give me a website, somebody, what are we gonna put in here? What are we putting in here? Let's grab a picture from the internet. What's a picture of what? You know? It's cool, I'll wait. Maybe I'll ask ChatGPT. Okay, we got something. Richard Senosha's picture. Okay. Draw thing says a bagel. You know, like bagel butt. Okay, let me put it all together. I said, draw a graffiti image of a character named a Draw Up Things who's holding a bagel and looking at a Richard Senosha's picture. How's that? And it's cooking. Let me show you, share the magic with you. GPT out here. You know, it's flowing. See what's happening. It says getting started. This is heavily used right now, and it's free for the if you want to use GPT and you're a student in the US or Canada, I think it's Canada, it's free from May to June or something like that. Free all from now till May or now till June or something. You see that? It's dripping. You see that? It's dripping. Oh, I think we'll crank up the 80s a little bit while we let this magic happen. Let's cook it, you know? Cook it on a pot. Ooh, ooh, everybody, win. Oh, to the 80s, to the woo. To the what? Whoa, we cranking it up. It's not a crypto party, it's not a crypto party, it's a get ready, stay ready party. We hanging with Rich the Rose, and if you've been told, then you got to know he watches the stream on Facebook. It's a good look, never alone, because Crypto Harlem is home, and Bagel Butt is the first to drop a comment, is the first up there at one like a comet, blazing fast and hot with crazy cyber skills. And who is that woman hard with no gills? It's the Roots Man in the VIP. Wow, that's a weird picture, y'all. Yo, we did it. We have our image here. It's very secure, very important. We're gonna encrypt this bad boy, okay? So, okay. This is so strange. All right, let's go. We got our little dude here. That's you draw things. So now I'm gonna go back to this little art set machine. Download. I downloaded our picture. My homie's got legs. You know. Okay. Now we're gonna go. We're gonna share our screen. I'm going to show you Crypto Mater. It's the Max Tag folder, and we are not the haters. We got encrypted files. We got to make the city wow by sending them out and on. Okay, sorry. Okay, let's lower it down. All right, so we have the file, and if you saw it, it was dope. Okay, I'm gonna just go get it from our downloads. Wait, where is it? Where did it go? Let me go back here. Rate the image. I'll give it a thumbs up. It's cool. It's weird, like I'm hitting down, but I don't know where it's going. I'm gonna just do it this way. Okay. So I'm dragging this image here. I'm gonna rename the image something cooler. It has like a weird serialized name, and I'm gonna call it a drawer. A drawer of dope things. There we go. So there it is, a drawer of dope things PNG. Okay. Now, when I go to Crypto Mater, if I look at the actual app, it'll show me that this whole thing is like open, it's revealed, right? And if I can locate the encrypted file here, choose a file from your vault to locate its encrypted counterpart, that's great, okay? And I can lock it, just lock that whole thing up, because it tells me max tech is unlocked. and I lock it up. Boom. Now that I locked it up, that whole thing is not accessible anymore. You know what I'm saying? So if I was to go back to my computer, you know what I'm saying? Like I need to know, like, I want to share this. Let's say share. Let's see what happens. Would you like to share your vault with others? Always be careful when you do that. Share access to an encrypted vault via cloud storage, then share the vault password in a secure way, okay? For more information on how to do this and best practices, click on these docs. Okay, I'll click on the docs. I'm not scared of reading. The docs will tell me sharing a vault. When sharing your vault or working in a team, we recommend using Cryptomator Hub. That costs money. It adds access management for your team. However, you know, there's ways you could do this. Make sure you have a good password, have a backup strategy, you know what I'm saying? And then have at it. So in this case, I go to the location that I know the file is at, okay? And in Cryptomator, it already tells me the location in gray, okay? So let me share this with you all so you can see what I'm talking about. Right up on top here, I don't know if you guys see it. The location is gray. It says MaxTac is in my home drive. So if I go to I'm on a Mac. So if I go to my home directory, which is the directory that's under users, that's named after me. You might want to do that. You might have to go to Finder, and it says File, Edit, View, Go, Window, Helper on the top of the Finder bar. You know what I'm saying? Finder bar be looking like, let me try to share. I know you're only seeing this Cryptomator UI. It's not fun, right? Here, let me show you. Thanks, Roots Man. Appreciate you. So here, this is what the Mac looks like. It says File, Edit, View, Go. So if I click on in Finder on my Mac, if I click on Go, I have a bunch of options of where I can go. All right. Let me try to make this look a little cleaner. Okay, so if I'm in Finder and I click on Go, I'll see something that looks like this. Okay. Okay, here we go, right? I go to Go and it says recent documents, desktops, downloads, all these different things. Go to folder, and you can pick what folder you go to. And what I recommend is if you just go to computer, see that picture of a computer there? You go to computer, and then you go to your hard drive, your Mac hard drive, and then you go to your users. Then you go to the name of this user. You should be able to get to what you're trying to see. Okay, let me show you. Which is the MaxTac folder. Okay, and in the MaxTac folder, we'll just see a bunch of different stuff. So let me show you this again. I'm gonna walk you through. Screen. Let's see. I want to share this. Okay. So here, I'm on my Mac. I said show Matt's MacBook Air. I go to Matt's hard drive. Then I see application, library, system, users. This is because I went to Finder, then I went to the Go, and I went to computer. Okay. And I go to my users. and I have a user named Madam and a user named Michimon and a user named Shared. Let's go to Madam because that's the current user, okay? Then you see this, I got parallels, I got downloads. Oh, there's my max tax folder. But because it's encrypted, it looks like this. See that? Like that's not our file. That's not our picture. That's not anything. What's these random folders named C and D? Look at that. And what's in D? Like I didn't make any of this. What is all this wild stuff? That's what it looks like when it's encrypted, okay? So the thing you actually want to send to someone is this whole folder called MaxTag. So on a Mac, I might right click on my Finder thing and I might say compress MaxTag. So now I have a zip of the entire folder, and this is what we will send to our friend who also will need to know to get CryptoNature, okay? So as long as we have this MaxTag zip, we send that to our friend, and it's useless. It's just a bunch of random files to anyone else. They can't do nothing with this, you know what I'm saying? They need the CryptoNature software and the password to bring it back together and to see our things, okay? Hope that was useful and hope that's helpful to you. And we're good to go. And that's what we'll send now. So how will you send this to your friend? And I'm gonna send it to all of y'all. Remember, the password to MaxTag is secret stuff. It's spelled like this, secret stuff, okay? Here's the password, it's on the screen, okay? So I'm gonna invite you to go get this file, right? So I wanna send the file to my friend using send.tresserit.com. This is very important movement stuff, you know what I'm saying? No room for the soft, you know, this is like the diehards only right here, okay? So we go to send.tresserit.com. And we go to that site here, I'm just gonna go to send. And make sure that y'all are with me. This is in my browser. I went to send.tresserit.com and I'll add your files. And the file that I'm gonna send is that file from my computer called, I gotta go. The file from my computer that's called MaxTag zip. Remember I compressed the whole folder? And it's from what email? Control your active links, get emails about the products. Nah, I don't want to do that. Let's see. I have to put something in here. x@x.com. Yeah, okay. So you can put whatever you want in here. I'm just gonna put a bogus email. Okay? Like first user at yahoo.com. Whatever. It doesn't, for me, what I'm doing, it doesn't matter. It'll let me do this. Okay? Now I can, if I want, I can add a password, I think, for free. I can add a password on the link. So I'll put a password on it and it'll also be called, what's the password to this? To the link, okay? What are we doing? What's the password? Give me a new one. Are you with me? Can you hear me? I know there is a second delay. Seconds. I need a password. Give me ear horn. Come on, man. What we got here? Peaky Blinders. All right, mate. The password's gonna be Peaky Blinders at 4. You remember the family or not? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yo, Peaky Blinders. Straight up drill music. In 1950s London, this is how we did it. We got a water bottle and we filled it with encrypted files. Okay, so we're gonna call it Peaky Blinders at 4, okay? And so the way that we do that is we're just gonna drop it here in our browser, okay? You get over to that. So the password is Peaky Blinders at 4. See that? Peaky Blinders at 4. Peaky Blinders at 4. Okay? And I can email me when someone opens the file. Can I do that for free? Cool, I can even do that. But I'm not gonna put my real email because we're doing this stealth, okay? Link limit opens? No, can't do that for free. Access logs? No, can't do that for free. Require email? No, can't do that for free. But I can do a password. And guess what? We're going to secure the link. And whoa, our file will be encrypted and uploaded to the secret cloud. And they promise they will delete this anyway. And I'm going to copy the link. And guess what, y'all? Let's go get it. So if you watch this later, all you got to do is go to this crazy long link, okay? See that crazy long link? I'm going to keep it on the screen for a while. It's send.tresserit.com. I'm going to say it in case you want to type it in. Please come to this link, y'all, okay? /A, lowercase, okay? Then a number sign. Then lowercase n as in nano. Then uppercase V as in victory. Then lowercase r as in a razor. Slice you up, doggy. Okay? Then lowercase j as in J thing Pencer. What? Okay? Okay. Then lowercase g as in Gmail. G unit. And then the number 8. Okay? Then all lowercase HAT, like a hat said HAT. It's a hat, no cap. Okay? And then the number 2, okay? And then a capital C, right? As in Crypto Harlem. Can I get an air horn? Oh, wow. You can't hear me. It's so sad. I'm so sorry about that. I was reading this, but somehow I must have hit mute on the mic. Sorry, y'all. So I was just reading this out. I was just saying send.tresserit.com/A, lowercase a, number sign, lowercase n, capital V, lowercase r, lowercase j, lowercase g, lowercase, actually, it's not a lowercase, it's the number 8, lowercase h, lowercase a, lowercase t, the number 2, capital C, capital R, lowercase I, lowercase n, capital A, the number 3, lowercase v, capital K, lowercase x, capital H, lowercase z, lowercase w. I was just saying that over and over and over again. That's all I was saying. So if you missed me and I was just going blah, 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 that's all I was saying, y'all. Okay? Yo, Roots Man, thank you for the muted alert. Saving the stream every week. For real. Okay? So does anyone follow this link? Has anyone followed this link? Because if you put the link in, you'll need the password. And the password is Peaky Blinders at 4. Okay? The password is Peaky Blinders at 4. Has anyone gotten this link? Has anyone followed it? Did you get the file? So if you do get the file, you'll get a zip file that you can open on your computer, but means nothing until you have Cryptomator. Okay? Download worked easy, sweet. Now the next move for you to do, okay, is install Cryptomator on your machine. Get your own Cryptomator, okay? And when you install Cryptomator on your machine, okay, you'll get back to this screen, okay? I have in my downloads the zip file, okay? So let's take a look at my computer. I easily downloaded this thing thanks to Tresserit. Thanks, Tresserit, okay? And then here I am on my computer, and here it is, maxtac zip. So first thing you want to do is you want to unzip it. And there it is, the maxtac file. Let's get our picture, let's get our text. Nope, it's not in there, it's just this in there. What is all that, okay? And it says important RTX. And it says, this is your Vault storage location. Do not alter any files in this directory. Do not paste any files in this directory. Do not put stuff in here. Do not mess with this. You don't know what this is. You don't got eyes for it. It's not built for you. Stay away. It's telling you all that. So in this text file, just to remind you, this isn't the place to do stuff, okay? So the only file that I can read in this entire folder is this one that says important. These are Vault files. Add this Vault to Cryptomator. Unlock the Vault in Cryptomator. Open the access with the reveal, but do not change stuff. Stop messing in here, okay? Thanks. Close that window, okay? So you install Cryptomator, okay? Because your friend gave you the link and the password and said install Cryptomator. The password you should send in a different place. Don't send the link and the password the same place. Send the link in an email, send the password over Signal. Send the link in the Signal, send the password over WhatsApp. Switch it up, different channels. We're not amateurs out here, okay? The real deal. So you have Cryptomator and you want to add the Vault here. So you hit plus, and now we're opening an existing Vault because this is something that exists already. I already have it. So you open an existing Vault. And when we open it, it says, choose the vault.cryptomator file from your existing Vault. If only a file that's named master key cryptomator exists, select that instead. So either vault.cryptomator or masterkey.cryptomator. Okay, no problem. So I unzip the file. And when I unzip the file, I gotta go find those things. So let me do it. I'm gonna go to downloads, maxtac, okay? And I'm gonna, and it shows me, it said choose vault.cryptomator, okay? So I'm gonna go to vault.cryptomator. Okay, no problem, I got it. And then it says, this has been added. Check mark, you're good, unlock now. Okay, I'm gonna unlock it now. Cryptomator would like to access the files in your downloads folder. Well, I guess I have to let it. And I see now a password box, okay? I'm gonna show you what people will see. You will see this password box. And remember, this is a different password. You wanna use a different password than the file, okay? Yo, Maddox 12 is up in here? Yo, Maddox. You better watch the replay of this on YouTube, family. This was hot, okay? Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where in the globe you're watching this, okay? Now remember, the password to the encrypted vault is not the password to the link. The password to the encrypted vault is secret stuff. Remember that? So that's what I'm gonna type in here. I'm gonna type in secret stuff, capital S, secret, capital S, stuff. Remember that weak password? That password needs to get brolic, needs to go to the gym, needs to do some push-ups, but right now it's secret stuff. And when I hit unlock, whoa, we unlocked it. The unlock was successful. So listen, I really want you to do this with the file you downloaded. You got to do it. It's called experiential learning, you know what I'm saying? You know, you do it, you learn by doing, you know what I'm saying? So then you want to hit reveal the drive. And when you do, guess what you see? You'll see our top secret file. Encrypted, nobody could get it. There were 2 locks on this bad boy. A lock to the link and a lock on the Cryptomator, okay? And there it is, the beauty. Now you have maxtac, and now you have a drawer of dope things, and you get the secret image. So next time someone's like, yo, I need to send a file for the movement, this is gonna change it all, you know what I'm saying? This is it, they're here, this is what it was. You know what to do now, all right? And ain't nobody gonna be able to see this thing, all right? That's how we move around here. All right, so I just wanna say thank you to Rootsman Chin for telling me off on mute. That would have been ugly, okay? I want to say thank you to A Jar of Things for being the inspiration for this, okay? And the bagel butt all day, okay? I want to say thank you to Rich Rose up in Facebook land for recommending that chick Richard Syneusis is the picture we're looking at. And I want to say thank you to you for learning how to encrypt a file secretly. You know what I'm saying? So you already know what it is. I want you to be making encrypted things, password protecting them. Do it when you don't need it. Send some silly things to people you don't want to hear from. So you know how to do it when it matters, because this world is changing every day and encryption is your friend. Okay? All right? All right? And yeah, a drawer of things. You know what? This is what an AI thinks of you. I think you look kind of dope, you know? I've actually met a drawer of things in real life. It really does have a square head made out of, I don't know what that is, wood, you know? So look at that, immortalized by AI, you know, the #1 architect in the world. So listen, encrypt, encrypt, encrypt. I'm gonna leave you with this one. I'm just gonna jump into the, do a little roll call, okay? Do I have the Facebook up on here? No, I don't. So I'm only gonna be reaching out to I'm just gonna do a Twitch roll call, okay? Okay. Let me also switch up the 80s music. I was feeling that, but it's like, let's just, for the roll call, let's switch up the music, okay? We are gonna go and we're gonna get some different sounds. Let's put the 80s montage on. Let's do it. The long one. Let's crank it up. It's party time. Where is, let me also, where are my, let me close this, close this, close this. Here we go. 80s montage. It's roll call time. Come on, family. In the moderator chair today, he elixir with the ear. He elixir with the ear. Woo! Okay, that's the elixir. We got a draw of things. In the VIPs, we got Jathan Pencer. Put your hands together for Jathan. We couldn't have encrypted without you, you know what I'm saying? Doesn't even feel right encrypting files without Jathan Pencer with it. Hero of the day always, Rich Man Chan, with the password, to keep you blinded, with the you are on mute, you know what I'm saying? Episodes dedicated to that level of vigor. First one in, Bagel Butt. Appreciate you, Bagel Butt always. Inspired that bagel on the screen right there. Woo! And Maddox 1 to the 2s on the 1 and 2s. Fire. Thanks, Bagel Butt. Thanks, Jathan Pencer. Thanks, Draw of Things. Thanks, D Elixir. All right, so listen. Share this with your friends. Share this with your frenemies. Share this with your fans. Because everybody needs to know what to do when they get the encrypted file from YOU. You know what I'm saying? Stay safe, y'all. Encrypting, encrypting, encrypt. Peace. Thanks, Rich Rose, for everything.